Okay, welcome everyone. We're going to get started with the select board meeting. We'll call to order at 6:33 p.m. It's a joint meeting. I'll call the joint meeting to order with the Finance Committee and the Capital Planning Committee.
Yep. Not supposed to go that way.
Review of the annual town meeting warrant
Yep.
and proposed FY25 operating and capital improvement budget. So we have a few amendments that we identified, some planned and some found after printing. There's an adjustment to the elected official compensation, an amendment to Article 25 to complete the title of that article with the plan, date and name, which was not available at the time of print. And in Article 26, clarification on the purpose of the taking. Does the Finance Committee or Capital have any questions or concerns about the amendments proposed?
Anything, gentlemen? We can't hear you down here.
I don't want to be too loud on the mic. Did you review the proposed amendments? Any concerns?
None.
Questions? Board?
Good.
None. No questions.
Okay. I didn't have anything on the operating and capital proposed budget docs or anything. Did anyone have anything else on ATM or proposed budget?
Not from FinCom or Capital, I believe.
Okay. All right, with that, move we adjourn the joint meeting with the Capital Planning Committee and the Finance Committee at 6:35 p.m. and continue the select board meeting.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Review of the surplus equipment request for the Highway Department. Any questions on the first read of the surplus equipment request for highway?
These are the ones that have been sitting out in the backyard there? Okay. No concerns. No concerns here, sir.
All right, we'll carry that to next meeting. Review and issuance of the 12th water commitment for fiscal '24. Any questions, concerns?
None. I'll make a motion that we approve the 12th water commitment for fiscal year 2024 in the amount of $40.26.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Review of surplus equipment request, the animal control vehicle, first read. Any questions or concerns on that?
No concerns.
None.
We'll carry that to next meeting. Review of the police department policy draft, traffic control personnel, first read. And Chief is here if we have questions. There is maybe one item beyond some things that we probably want to discuss after after the first read, next read, that we may want to add or think about how we handle. But one of them is, with all of the road work and projects, the DOT, Route 2, the bridges, Farley, all of that, there's a lot of detail requirements right now, and there's not that many people to fill them all. So we have, in addition to the fire department, who has already been incorporated into being able to do this, we have 3 other employees who have completed the training required and are interested and willing. So the ask is, can we utilize them while we're working on the policy to help fill, even though we don't have it formalized fully, and just kind of work through that. You guys good with that?
You're saying they satisfy section 4 under training currently?
I believe they do, yes. They satisfy.
They satisfy the section 4 training?
What we have in the policy currently, they have met to those standards.
Okay, thank you.
And they are all currently town employees?
Yes.
No concerns.
No concerns?
Okay. So that's no concerns with proceeding with those individuals while we work on the policy? Yep. Anything on it? First read?
Not for the first read for me.
No.
Okay. No questions otherwise on first read. Review and approval for the co-responder grant application. So we have, I believe this is year 3. Yeah, you can come on up, Chief. We'll figure out what we do for a mic here in just a second. Yeah, that'll work. Just don't get So this is this the 3rd year of the grant?
So we'll be going into the 3rd year, but technically we had it for a month or so. The end of fiscal year 22 was it, or so 23, 24, and now this will be the 3rd year.
Okay. And I think other than, authorization to go forward with applying, because it's every year, even though it was a 3-year program, is we had some discussions about the admin piece of this.
Correct.
Program is not necessarily incorporated into any of the funding to kind of cover that part of this. The administrative staff line you'll see is blank. So part of some discussion, was just, do we want to try to address that in this year's application?
It's just to add to that, Chairman, we can get up to 200,000, so we can exceed the 200,000. Just to clarify that.
Okay.
And if we do, and just so you know, last year, so when I did the 3-year, we gave a projection of what the 3 years would look like.
Right.
Last year, we did have to increase some things, and the state had no problems with it, but that's not a guarantee as well. So,
And increase meaning above our projections or above that 200 estimated cap?
we kept it under the 200. We came in at 197 or 195. But it was, we added an additional $4,000 to send people to the upcoming co-responder training, which is being held in, where's it at? Omaha, Nebraska. So that covers flights, hotels, and the cost of the conference.
Got it.
Do
So-
you
go ahead.
anticipate any increases like that for 25?
No, I'm going to submit the 4,000 again. That increase will be added to that number that you have currently. I do plan on adding 4,000 to that number. I think the number you guys have is 191.
Correct. So around 195 to include this
Ish.
in case we need it again?
Yep.
So there's not a lot left. I mean, there's 5, but
But
it's something, and there's a lot of admin that Chief and,
I was
takes
gonna
care
say,
of.
find whatever the delta is between that and the 200, fill out that line item for administrative staff. Just the hours to put into it should be compensated with something, even if it's a small portion.
Yeah, so if you can update the budget to include the 4 that you mentioned, or the appropriate amount, and then whatever's left to 200, put it in the admin line.
Yeah.
To get some of that, for that. I don't know if you have a contact, or if it's worth asking if there's any ability to go above the 2 or not. If there is, then, we may want to ask more, but I don't know. if
It's
they have.
definitely not.
Definitely not.
Definitely
Okay.
not.
Then, yeah, well, I'll make a motion to authorize Chief Holst to submit for the fiscal year 25 co-responder program DMH grant for a total amount amended of $200,000.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
And I plan on working with Town Administrator Smith to help with those numbers. So,
Yeah, I'll probably, yeah, that should be sufficient. If we need something else for authorizations, we can do it at a future meeting.
Fair enough.
Okay, we'll move on to our last item of business for the select board meeting tonight. Discussion with Chief Holst regarding concerns about the elementary school incident. Chief, welcome, come on up. If you would, that mic stand is on camera, and if you'd like to set the mic, you can. Make yourself comfortable. Thank you.
I'd actually like to start out by addressing the crowd. Just so you guys know, there is a town meeting going on before the annual. Your voices are carrying, and it's very difficult. I was up here just trying to find out something on a grant, and I couldn't even hear the select board talking. So those that are coming in, those that are having side conversations, if you could just keep it to a minimum or step outside. Honorable select board members, parents and students at the Erving Elementary School, and community members, thank you for this opportunity to make this public statement. My goal is to be transparent and provide valuable, accurate information to a community that is seeking answers. I would like Sergeant Pecos to join me as I read this statement as the investigating officer. First, I'd like to acknowledge my gratitude to the officers involved in the investigation that was brought to the police department's attention on April 22nd, 2024. Officers of this department have spent many long hours on this investigation, and I am very appreciative of their dedication and hard work. Next, I would like to make a correction to the public statement that was released on behalf of Union 28 and the Erving Police Department on April 23rd of 2024. The publicly released statement stated, yesterday, April 22nd, 2024, we became aware of a threat involving an Erving Elementary School student. This statement was later found to be inaccurate. The police department became aware that certain employees of the Erving Elementary School and Union 28 were aware of this threat during the week prior to April 22nd, 2024, and had knowledge that a student had been threatened with harm by another student. That threat involved the use of a firearm. The police department investigated the matter and determined that there was no access to a firearm. And in addition, there was no evidence of a firearm at the elementary school. It is important that when school personnel, community members, parents, or students have knowledge of consequential threats of harm, they bring this information to the police department's attention immediately. In this instance, had that happened, steps to ensure the safety of all could have taken prior to the arrival of the students and staff that were returning to school from vacation. Instead, the police department was forced to be reactive rather than proactive after the students and staff had already arrived at school. A breakdown in communication between the police department and the Erving Elementary School cannot happen. The safety of the students, staff, and bus drivers must be the priority. Moving forward, the police department and school administration must work together to ensure the safety of the students and staff. I will make it a priority to have representation from the Erving Police Department at school committee meetings when possible. This is to give parents, staff, and school committee members an opportunity to speak with us. Furthermore, I would like to work collaboratively with the school committee and school administration on school policies, procedures, and protocols that are related to school safety and security. It is critical that we assist in developing and improving policies and procedures and protocols to ensure appropriate, timely response. We must partner together to continue to make the school a safe place for our children and all that work and attend or visit there. I am requesting that the Select Board file a request with the Erving School Committee and the Union 28 Joint Supervisory Committee to investigate this matter, urging the committees to evaluate how this situation was handled by the school administration and Union 28. Upon finalizing the investigation of facts, compare the findings in relation to schools' policies and procedures for handling reports of threats, to take all action that is deemed appropriate in this situation, and to ensure that proper, timely communication happens with law enforcement regarding consequential threats. A quick response by all is vital to ensuring a proactive response to any future potential threats. I'd like to thank you for your time this evening to make this statement. It is my expectation that communication and good working relationships with the school is everyone's goal, and that by working together, the students, parents, and community will feel safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Chief. So, gentlemen, we have a request from Chief to request that investigation with the elementary school committee and, I'm sorry, the Erving School Committee and the Union 28 Joint Supervisory Committee. You know, it's not ours to discuss in this forum the merits or such of what's in that statement from Chief, but there is a request and we can discuss that, whether or not we want to move forward with action, or we can table it to a future meeting.
I don't believe there's any reason to table it for a future meeting. I think the request was very clear, and non-action would be a detriment. So I would like to act on that, and I would be in favor of making those requests and moving those forward to the Erving School Committee and Union 28 Joint Supervisory Committee.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
Just in case that didn't come through on the recording, Jim said Scott took the words out of his mouth. I feel the same. So I'll make a motion that we request of the Erving School Committee and the Union 28 Joint Supervisory Committee an investigation of how the situation outlined in the statement from the chief was handled by the school administration and the Union 28 staff. We will include a cover sheet with the statement that illustrates our support and encourage that this is critical and that we implore them to take action accordingly.
Second.
Any other discussion?
None, sir.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any other business before the town meeting?
None.
Chief, come up. Oh, yeah, thank you, sir. All right, no other business. I'll make a motion, we adjourn the select board meeting at 6:53 PM.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everyone. We'll have the annual town meeting around 7 PM.